By the 19th century, Christianity in America was no longer fragile. It was expanding. Revival had shaped its culture. Denominations had structured its institutions. But a new force was emerging: evangelicalism. Evangelicalism was not originally a denomination. It was a movement centered on four core convictions: the authority of Scripture, the necessity of personal conversion, the centrality of Christ's atoning work, the call to active mission. These convictions were not new, but they were being emphasized with renewed intensity. The Second Great Awakening swept across America in the early 1800s. Camp meetings gathered thousands. Preachers like Charles Finney emphasized personal decision. Conversion became urgent. Emotionally charged revivalism reshaped Protestant practice. Denominations grew rapidly. Methodists and Baptists expanded across the frontier. Presbyterians built seminaries. Mission societies formed. And for the first time in history, Protestant Christianity turned outward in coordinated global mission. William Carey, often called the father of modern mission, sailed to India in 1793. He argued that the Great Commission applied to every generation. Mission boards were formed. Bible societies distributed Scripture worldwide. By the mid-19th century, Protestant missionaries were serving in Asia, Africa, Latin America, and the Pacific. Christianity was no longer centered only in Europe. But growth brought tension. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, higher criticism and modern theology challenged traditional doctrines. Some theologians reinterpreted miracles. Some questioned biblical authority. This created a divide. Fundamentalists insisted on core doctrines: the inspiration of Scripture, the virgin birth, the resurrection. Modernists emphasized social reform and theological adaptation. The conflict became public. Denominations split. Seminaries divided. New institutions formed. Out of this tension emerged a renewed evangelical movement in the mid-20th century. Leaders like Billy Graham preached to massive audiences. Crusades filled stadiums. Evangelicalism became culturally visible. Parachurch ministries formed, organizations not tied to a single denomination. Campus ministries, mission agencies, publishing houses, radio and television ministries. Christianity adapted to modern media. Meanwhile, global Christianity was shifting. By the late 20th century, explosive church growth was occurring in Latin America, Sub-Saharan Africa, and parts of Asia. Pentecostal and charismatic movements expanded rapidly. The center of gravity of Christianity moved south. Today, the majority of Christians live outside Europe and North America. The modern church is global, diverse, mission-focused, and complex. Denominations still exist, but evangelical identity often crosses denominational lines. Global missions continue. Bible translation accelerates. Digital platforms broadcast sermons worldwide. The story of modern evangelicalism is not a story of decline. It is a story of expansion, conflict, renewal, and global transformation. Christianity began in the Middle East. It spread through Europe. It crossed the Atlantic. And now it spans every continent. The mission that began in Jerusalem continues.